I'm very well, how are you?
I'm very well. I came.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
I can't lie, don't know what the day's holding, as we've said. We're just in one of the best places on this planet. I'm really hoping that we can show how Iman's come from nothing and grown his wealth to where he is today. He's done it in an amazingly short amount of time. That's the hard bit to comprehend, is the time scale. He's 23 years old and worth around about 80 plus million. It's quite amazing as we drive along the Palm. When you look at it, you wouldn't actually think that each of these branches was as long as it is. And I'm guessing this is going to be about a mile long. Yeah, it's quite surprising. How are you, sir?
Apologies, the place is a bit of a mess.
I always use that line. It looks gorgeous. That's stunning, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. Yeah, how long have you owned this property?
So this place I'm renting at the moment.
Yeah.
Finding a place on the Palm is very difficult because
It looks sold out, doesn't it?
everything's very cheap here.
Really?
So you'll get like a $10 million house and yeah, everything's just built so poorly. That house sold I think for $35 million. That one right there is 100 mil. But that one at the end is just crazy. The rent on this is like $50,000 a month.
And are you looking to make this your base, Dubai now?
Yeah, 100%.
That and South Africa?
Yeah, Cape Town. Cape
Yeah.
Town's the best, I'm telling you.
Now, I knew that Iman was doing well, but having a villa on the Palm, well, that's next level. It's one of the most desirable places to live in the world, and he's achieved all of this from very humble beginnings. He's living the life that many people dream about. I was intrigued to know if he still wanted more.
You said it was about $50,000 a month to rent.
Yeah.
Do you begrudge that a little bit?
I mean, it is what it is because I'm still only, 6-7 years into having a business. If you're always on a trajectory up, then you always know that you're going to get to a point where you can upgrade. Like I always tell people, listen, would you still buy that same house if you had $300 million? And they're like, no, I'd buy this house. That's why, for example, it doesn't make sense to spend $10 million on a penthouse in Dubai because there's always going to be that new penthouse that's nicer. I don't know. I was looking at Phantom.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to get Phantom, but they're 18 months at the moment to get them spec'd out. So I was looking at what was on the market. They're all very a little bit too old manny. Yeah.
You get something like a Lamborghini Urus or something like that.
I hate those cars.
Really?
I mean, I was thinking about getting a wagon as well because that's my favorite car ever. And then I'm thinking about also getting a Maybach. But once again, we're still here only half the year. We travel in and out quite a lot. Even the house, I've had it for 5 months. I've been there for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, something like that.
Most people would be over the moon to be living in a multi-million-dollar villa on the Palm, but to Iman, this isn't even scratching the surface of his ambition. He thinks he's destined for more. Maybe he has some kind of superiority complex.
So would you walk around with that particularly nice Richard Mille on in London?
Axe, when I walk around with an RM in London.
We just have to go through things and talk about where we're going and plan it. And if it makes sense, then we can wear a watch. If it don't, then we won't wear a watch.
Yeah.
So we've arrived somewhere.
Yeah, we got a little gift. I would have given it to you at the house, but there's a little bit of there's a few options that you can choose from. Just for valet up front here.
Simon, I'll message you maybe 90 minutes.
Yeah, I'll let you know. That's the other thing. People come to Dubai for shopping.
Yeah.
Dubai is the worst place on earth for shopping. For some people, it's their heaven, but for me, European shopping, London shopping is the best in the world.
Because obviously a lot of the high-profile stores actually have queues outside, don't they?
Yeah, no, that's why
You don't need the queue.
No. I mean, that sounds bad. Sometimes. It depends. It depends on the brand.
Iman said he had a surprise for me, and knowing him, it was going to be special. I'm super excited for you to see the rest of this video, but first, I wanted to share something with you that I think could really help you with investing in the long term. Have you heard of Lightyear? It's an investment app that's on a mission to help investors across Europe, and they're kindly sponsoring today's video. One of the things I love about Lightyear is that it's so user-friendly. Even if you're new to investing, you'll find a wealth of data and information on the brands and funds you want to invest in. Another great thing about Lightyear is that it gives you access to over 3,000 stocks and ETFs from all over the world. Lightyear is now available in 20 plus countries throughout Europe. So if you're watching this from a country that spends the pound or euro, it's available to you right now. And if you sign up with my code Tilbury and make your first trade, Lightyear will send you a $10 $1 fractional share of your choice. But let me remind you, investing always carries a risk, and the value of any investment can decrease as well as increase. So be sure to invest wisely and do your research. Now let's get back to this video about Iman. Walking through the mall, I had absolutely no idea where we were going, but Iman seemed to have a plan.
Because you guys have been traveling so much, I thought I'd give you a little gift. I'm just here to pick up 3 large cabins. I believe my assistant should have called in. I saw you guys traveling a lot, so I thought, might as well.
My pleasure very much.
He has the largest hands, I swear to God. I feel like Listen, you guys are going to have the best luggage in the podcast game. Whoever's bag I'm sitting
It's
on.
like a trunky, isn't it?
No, honestly, I just roll around the airport. It's so fun. You're paying half for the suitcase, half for the seat.
I've seen him giving away expensive gifts many times on social media, from watches to cold hard cash, but I was still taken aback with his manners and generosity.
When he gifts you something, he hits the spot every time. It's unbelievable.
However, one thing we can't overlook is how much this helps to cultivate his wealthy and kind-hearted image on social media, which is obviously great for business. But are his intentions pure or purely self-serving?
I have a lot of cash flow coming in, and I have a lot of resale value and equity in my software companies, and that just went crazy last year. I just made an offer, actually. I made an offer for 2.9 cash.
Okay.
On a place in Chelsea.
Iman said we're off to somewhere really hot, so I went for a quick outfit change, jumped in the car, and off we went.
Without being rude, and I hope this isn't rude, obviously you have got an actual dad. He's still alive somewhere, I assume.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
Not personally, no. He was alcoholic abusive, so my mom left him when she was pregnant, because then he wasn't just affecting one person, he was affecting 2. For me, it would be weirder, the idea of having a dad than not having a dad. And what I always say is, it's like, for the people that have a father, it's sure they have a dad, but it doesn't mean that they're a good role model.
By having a father, some of the things he taught me, I would say, have held me back through my life. My dad was very much, you shouldn't borrow, because that was taught from the generations before him, from probably World War II and all the various things that went on.
It can be a massive advantage, or it can be a massive disadvantage. If you have a father, you might take on 20%, you might take on 50%, you might take on 80% of their beliefs, and if their beliefs are wrong, then that puts you in a bit of a sticky situation. So yeah, for me, it's of course it's a disadvantage growing up in a single parent household, but you know,
but you found advantages within that.
Every once in a while it can work.
What would you put down your accelerated growth to?
I think it's just a lot of life circumstance. I think a lot of it is genetics as well, like just stuff that's natural, inbuilt. I think there's a lot of people in my situation who just, no matter what, would not have the same level of stress tolerance, and also wouldn't keep pushing. Becoming successful at whatever you do is, sure, it's difficult, but I think staying in that position is really where legends are made, and that's really where, you know, you earn your stripes and you earn that respect. So I think a lot of people can make it. I don't know a lot of people can stay in that same position and keep that same level of intensity. What I achieved, you wouldn't want to, because you're sacrificing so much. You're basically sacrificing your sanity.
Iman says he's genetically gifted with a higher stress tolerance than most, but he is still young, and I can't help but be concerned about the long-term effects of living under these conditions. In my youth, I thought I was invincible too, and after working myself to the bone, I had a serious health scare that shocked me back to reality. I wonder if Iman is heading down a similar path.
I'd never call myself British though.
No?
Nah.
So what do you call yourself?
Confused.
Before I knew it, we'd arrived at our next destination, the desert.
I'll tell you what, it's hurting my hip actually. I've got to be honest, it's a pretty wide animal. I thought it was meant to be a camel, not an elephant. I'm slightly scared. Here we go. Oh! Oh, that's high up. Unbelievable. Look at my eyelashes on my camel. That's got to be one of the prettiest camels in existence.
I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way.
Big downhill section coming up. Jeez. That's all right, just getting off. Middle of the desert, and we got a classy restaurant. You said that you didn't want to ever become a billionaire, because of the responsibility that goes with it and the control from above.
I don't want to be viewed as a billionaire.
That's a big difference.
Let's say, for example, in Middle Eastern families, like you put like the top 10 richest people on earth, combine them all times 5, they're still not as rich as the Qataris. But you're not going to find the Qataris on the world's rich list. You know, so like people don't know where the real actual money is.
Do you ever feel like you've lived 3 or 4 lives already in your 23 years?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like my first life, that's for sure. I'm a little jaded because I've experienced a lot.
After an amazing couple of hours, I began thinking, this is probably just a normal day for Iman, and if I did all these things at his age, what would there be to look forward to? When I became a millionaire in my early 20s, I was very cautious of letting my lifestyle get out of control. I know it sounds funny, but I had this rule that I would do something that made my life a bit better each year. But Iman's already done it all, so I was curious to see how he approached this potential issue.
Do you ever worry when you can see all the experiences, do all the experiences, that you'll eventually have experienced everything there is to experience?
You find what you like and what you don't like. Like I couldn't care less about certain things that people find. Like for example, I went on a safari.
Yeah.
Super nice, like $100,000 safari. Hated it.
Really?
Couldn't care less. There's only so many times you can watch a lion lick itself. Like it's, for me, it's just, but I know for some people that's like insane, like life changing. Compare that, and then I had one night in Nepal where I slept in a tent. That was one of my best memories so far this year, like sleeping in a tent. Certain things you can't explain.
Yeah.
You know, there's just little quirks and little things that you just enjoy doing. Like I just really like walking. Rather than a $100,000 safari, I'd rather just walk in Paris.
Our day wasn't over yet. What Iman showed me next was utterly jaw-dropping.
Before we open it, what's the value on that box I just lifted?
I don't know, maybe 2?
Yeah, let's clarify that. That's 2 million
Yeah.
pounds.
Pounds, yeah.
$2.5 million there. Oh wow. Look at that. Everyone's a masterpiece, isn't it?
I've said publicly, and I think some people flame me for it, I said if you have 30,000 pounds in the bank, why not spend 10 on a watch? You know, for me it's like they're easily liquid, buy and sell as you please, and you're not really going to lose any money.
That's marvellous. That I look at that and it's an amazing collection.
Thank you, bro.
You should be really proud of all that.
So let's get down to it. Does Iman have a superiority complex? Yes, but this has allowed him to dream big and achieve greatness. If you don't think you're destined for more than the masses, how are you ever going to join the 1%? He treated me to a lovely day and gave me some thoughtful gifts. But are his intentions pure? After spending more time with him, I think so. After living a day in Iman's world, I was concerned that he'll have soon experienced all of life's greatest luxuries. But it's clear that this isn't what Iman lives for. He's more interested in the simple pleasures of life. There's lots of responsibility on his shoulders, which comes with a lot of stress. Will it get the better of him? I guess only time will tell.
Top man.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks for everything.